Hey everybody, my name is Laura and welcome back to Book Bubbler. Today I have my very overdue book haul. Back when maybe earlier this month, almost a month ago actually now, I went to visit my good friend Danny at Spinelli Speaks. We live about an hour and a half apart, so I went and hung out at her house, stayed overnight, and of course we went book shopping, specifically thrift store book shopping. So this is my haul. I have about 22 books if I've counted correctly, and I have a little total here so I can keep track of how things going. But yeah, let's just get started and get cracking. So we went to Goodwill. This is the last place we went. We went to Goodwill, which was also the most expensively priced books, but that's fine. So for $1, I got The Particular Sadness of Lemon Cake by Aimee Bender. I really enjoy books about food and food writing, and I also really enjoy magical realism. So this kind of gives me like Water for Chocolate vibes, which I love that book. I read it a couple of times and really enjoyed it. So happy to have a copy of this. And then for $3, I found a Jojo Moyes book, Sheltering Rain. This is like super shiny, I apologize. And the sticker's right over the title, of course. Whatever. So it's set in Ireland and about mother and a daughter and 3 generations, fundamental truths, yada yada, I don't know. I've never read Jojo Moyes before, though I do own the After You, Before Me, whatever. I don't remember the titles, but I have that whole trilogy of hers, and I've never found anything that's a standalone of hers that she wrote pre that time. I've never found that stuff before, so I was very excited to find this copy for $3, even though it was $3, but whatever. And this was my most expensive book by far the entire time we went shopping, and I was excited to see it. And let me tell you, I can't find the author because the author, here we go. This is by Mario Giordano, translated by John Brownjohn. A little on the nose here, but it's Auntie Poldi and the Sicilian Lions. So this was $6. And I hadn't ever seen it before in person until I saw this at the Goodwill. I mean, I was really excited about it. And I first heard about this from Sarah over at Hardcover Hearts, who I will, of course, link her and Danny and anyone else I mentioned. I'll link them all below in the comments or description. That's what it is, description. So this sounds really delightful. It's the start to a mystery series. An older woman retires to Sicily and has a few boyfriends, and somehow I think she stumbles across a body. So one of her beaux is a police officer. I think this is how it goes. So she unofficially starts investigating. And of course, I'm sure he tells her to butt out, but you know, I don't know. So I'm excited to have a new mystery series, and one set in Italy and featuring an older female protagonist. Those are a little harder to find. They're out there, especially in mysteries. There are more mystery series out there with older females as main characters, but not terribly common in my limited reading experience. So very excited to have this book. So that's all I got at Goodwill. Let me reach for this one. Oh. So totally out of order, we went to Bethesda first, and I got some stuff. Let's go work from the bottom to the top. Just size-wise, biggest to smallest. I already own this. It is Titanic, James Cameron's Titanic, by a whole bunch of people. This is just about the movie. You know, it's... I have read this before. Ooh, I love that outfit. But, yeah. I was one of those people, Jenna and I, hey Jenna, we went to see the movie, I think 11 times or 13 times in the theater. I was properly obsessed. I was always interested in it. I think I had a past life on it. That's a whole other thing, but whatever. So this was $1, and it's like new. I mean, how could I not buy this? This might be the copy that stays up here on the first floor versus the one I bought when it was brand new that lives in a bin with all of my other Titanic stuff. So $1. I saw it when I walked in. I was like, ooh, beeline. I think Danny was like, oh my God. Then next up again, $2. This is Restoration, the Rebuilding of Windsor Castle by Adam Nicolson. So in the mid 90s, I believe there was a fire that burned down a good chunk of Windsor Castle. This is about the fire itself and then obviously the restoration of the castle. So I am super into British royalty. I am into books about castles and country houses and large buildings in general. I like art and art restoration. So this is like ticking all the boxes for $2. Very excited to have this. Okay, now this is a beat up copy, but it is a first edition. It's The Westing Game by Ellen Raskin. It is pretty beat up. However, I am the kind of book nerd that purchased a huge pack of professional library covers, like those clear covers. I can't quite reach them right now, but I bought them for my hardcover books. So this is like 10 years ago or more. So I'm gonna put this in a protective cover and like try and tape the back. This is an actual hole, unfortunately, but everything else is fixable. This was $2, which maybe seems like too much money to spend for a fairly beat up book, but I have yet to read this, by the way, too. But I know it's very beloved and it's a gap in my reading knowledge, so I will be fixing that at some point and also taking care of the cover. And this poor book, so mistreated in its little life. And then for $1, I was excited to find this, very much so. It's Code Talker, the first and only memoir by one of the original Navajo code talkers of World War II by Chester Nez with Judith Scheiss Avila. I've heard nothing but great things about this book for years and years, and it's one of those ones that keeps popping up and then falling off of my radar. I do check the nonfiction and history sections when I go thrifting myself, but it's a lot of political stuff or very outdated things and I'm just not interested. So to find this for a whole $1, I was really excited. I'm thinking of even pulling this in for Nonfiction November. Please don't quote me on that, but it sounds fascinating, doesn't it? Navajos, yeah, Native Americans. Okay, then this was $3 and it sounds like it's, let me hold it up first. Oh, so sorry. Yikes. Not an earthquake, just dropped the book on the dining room table. This Anastasia, the Lost Princess by James Blair Lovell. I don't know what the reputation of this book is. However, I've heard of this book in particular, this author, quite a few times over the years because another interest of mine is Russian history and the Russian royal family. I have a lot of interests. I'm a very curious person. So apparently when he was writing this book, he got access to a lot of newer documents that were then, I don't know if they still are, but a lot of them were in private hands and had never been really seen before by anyone in the public, let alone an author or in a book. So this fairly chunky book should be pretty interesting. I don't think he focuses on Anna Anderson too much, though I'm sure she comes up. Okay, let me here. Yeah, oh, he did meet Anna Anderson in 1972. So he was part of the person or part of the group, I think, that helped to bust her and prove she was lying, I think. Yeah. And then in 1989, the author acquired the largest cache of Romanov memorabilia still in private hands. So I hope this is not just about Anna Anderson. I have a feeling it might be. That's okay if it is. I mean, I haven't read a book about her in quite a while, but this should be really, really interesting. So glary. I apologize. Okay. And then I was very excited to find this because I really enjoyed this author too. This is Nora Ephron's I Feel Bad About My Neck. I just enjoy all of her work very much, and I haven't read her in such a long time. I've never read this, so this was $1, and it's like new. So yes, please. And then the last one I got at Bethesda was $2. And that is this small hardcover of this year. It will be different in other stories. A Christmas Treasury by Maeve Binchy. I really enjoy Maeve Binchy's work, and I've not read a ton of her stuff, but what I have read, I have thoroughly enjoyed. And I decided earlier this year I wanted to start collecting her work, since it's, you know how things kind of come and go in used book sales, like library sales and everything. You'll find a ton of an author for a long time and then they just disappear because they've gotten pulped or purchased or whatever. And I'm still finding a lot of Maeve Binchy, and I thought I better catch this while I can, since she was popular in the 90s and early 2000s. She's still showing up a lot. I have at least I have 2 more of hers coming up in a little bit here. But anyways, while I can still find her for an inexpensive thing, I'm going to try and get them. So this little slim thing of Christmas stories, never read this before, but always happy to have a few holiday themed things in my collection. So that's everything I got from Bethesda. I should say, so my total at Goodwill was $11 because I rounded up. My total at Bethesda was $12.60. So this is the biggest part of the haul, and also where I got the best dang deals. This was at St. Vincent de Paul. I love St. Vincent de Paul. I love how organized their store usually is, and I just like St. Vincent de Paul. I like any thrift store, let's be honest, but you know, St. Vincent de Paul. So, okay. I didn't number these. I should have, maybe, I don't know. But I have 6 books by Fern Michaels. They are all in the Sisterhood series. And the Sisterhood series is one my mom has been on me to read for quite a long time. It's about a group of really smart women who get even with men who slip through the system and don't really pay for the crimes they commit. I think it's fairly violent, or can be violent, but if it's against someone who is like into kiddie porn or who rapes a lot of women and then like gets out again and they castrate him, I'm okay with that. Maybe that makes me a bad person too. I don't know, but regardless. So I could get these from the library, yes, but I am not great at due dates. And I just end up panicking as I check out too many library books and I don't know what to do with them. And then I just sort of don't read anything because I should be reading other stuff. It's better if I just own the stinking books and I can read at my own pace. If I want to binge 7 in a row, I can. If I don't want to read them for 10 years, I can. But I'm getting them. So in the Sisterhood series, which I think is still being written and is in the 20s or maybe even the early 30s for amount of books. So there's a lot to catch up on. So I've got Home Free. This was $1.49. For $1.49 also, Deadly Deals. And this is not part of the Sisterhood series. It was also $1.49, but it's a holiday compilation. So it's Fern Michaels, Cathy Lamb, who I really like her writing, Mary Carter, and Terri DuLong. I don't know the other 2 at all, but another holiday read, easy stuff, no problem. $1.49, absolutely yes, please and thank you. And then these other 3 were $1 a piece, and these are in the Sisterhood series. There's Sweet Revenge, Collateral Damage. The last one is Payback. Okay. Next up is an autographed copy of book number 8 in the Loon Lake series by Victoria Houston. This is Dead Madonna. I've never read this series, but I've just had 2 separate clients talk to me about how good the series is, how much they enjoy it. I need to get started. I think I have the first 1 or 2 in the series and then nothing else. This was $2, but for a book that's in very good condition, an autographed copy for $2, and it's a trade paperback, yeah, absolutely. Another Maeve Binchy. This is the Quentins. This is $2 as well, and really, really good shape. I think it's also a first edition. Ooh, love that. I know it's just the front cover still, but it's always exciting to have that in there. I don't read with the front cover on when I read hardcovers, so Quentins. And I was so excited to find this. I almost can't believe my luck. I have not read anything by this author yet. I was supposed to have for a couple of different book clubs and I never did. Oops, sorry. But this is a vintage copy and it's Mary Stewart. This is Thornyhold. It was 49 cents, y'all. 49 cents. And they had a second copy of it too. I was tempted to buy the second copy. This is like new from the 70s, I think, or 80s. 49 cents. I mean, super, super excited about that. And then these last three at the end here they all have purple tags, and that was the color for the day. So everything was half off. So I've got Secrets of Nanreath Hall by Alex Rikloff. This is set in Cornwall, in the UK. Dual timeline in 1940 and in 1913. So World War II Red Cross nurse comes back, Trenowith, like what a Cornwally name. Cornwallish. You know what I mean. She comes back to Nanreath Hall, her dead mother's childhood home, and she finds this family secret out and decides to trace it back. And so then you flash back to 1913 in pre-World War I era, and her grandmother at the time is trying to make a decision to make a smart marriage and what she's gonna do. So it's a family secret thing set in Cornwall in a big old house. I both like the teens and the 40s for a timeline, so this should be fabulous. This was marked at 75 cents, so I got this for like roughly 37 cents. I know. And then I found this is like new. I don't think it has been opened up before I open it up because it's still creaked, but it's The Copper Beech by Maeve Binchy. This was 50 cents. A first edition copy. I mean, honestly, the heck. And this is the last one. And I laughed out loud when I saw it, and then I got really excited too. So I told you I was curious and I liked a lot of different stuff. So it's Jeremy Clarkson, everyone's favorite gorilla, Driven to Distraction. Okay, so probably 15-ish years ago, I just randomly was watching BBC America. That wasn't random. I used to do that all the time. But I randomly saw Top Gear and I was like, oh, what's this show? And I got properly hooked. Like, I love the three guys. They're three original guys. No, they're not original to Top Gear, but like they're my three original guys. Richard and Captain Slow, James. I have books by all of them. I have read two books by Jeremy before. I don't agree with him on a lot of stuff, but he just entertains the crap out of me. He cracks me up. Sometimes he is so dumb, I just laugh at him. But other times he makes really, really good points too, so I don't know. I just was so happy to find this. And you guys, this was 50 cents, so I got this for a quarter. 25 cents for a Clarkson book. And it's a newer one, you know. It's in really, really good shape. It's almost 400 pages. No wonder why it feels so huge. But yeah. Excited. And it kind of matches my t-shirt almost. My taco t-shirt. So that's my haul from shopping with Danny. So my total at St. Vincent de Paul was right around $13. I didn't get a receipt. They were having a problem printing it up. I didn't want to wait. I just thought whatever. So it was about $13. So for all 22 of these books, my total was just over $37, which is about what, $1. I'm not good at math, and I'm a little number dyslexic, but I think it's like $1.70 a book. It works out to, which I couldn't even get stuff that cheap at half-price books in the clearance section. I mean, I will take it. So, I've already told her the next time I come up to visit her, we're going shopping again. I'm going to bring more cash with me. I tried to just pay cash when we were shopping for books, so I had a limit for myself. I didn't just like go totally hog wild, especially at St. Vincent de Paul, where there were so many books I could have gotten for a quarter or 50 cents that I genuinely wanted, and I was like, Laura, no. You've got to stop. So heck yes, this was so great. It was so wonderful to hang out with Danny and be in her house, and I mean, she's wonderful. I love you, girl. I love her. And to get all these awesome books for such a good deal, I was really thrilled too. So that's my slightly overdue book haul from my visit with Danny. Have you guys read any of these books? Anything here that sounds interesting to you? Anyone who is in England, what is Clarkson up to these days? I know that they're hosting it's not Top Gear, but it's essentially Top Gear on Amazon Prime. I think they're in season 2 or 3 with Hammond and May and Clarkson. Is he still doing the newspaper column? I mean, I know he's still a blowhard because it's Jeremy, but yeah. I don't know why I find him interesting or fascinating. I don't know. I don't know. Also, I really, really enjoy the British version of Who Do You Think You Are? And his version was so interesting to me too. It was just, I liked his sense of humor a lot. I liked him and his mother together. I don't know. Stop talking about Clarkson. Okay. I hope you're all doing well and finding some really awesome cheap books somewhere. And I will see you guys very shortly in the next one. Bye.